How do we make money on this? What do we buy?
Okay, so what you're going to be buying right now are organizations like Ethereum. You're going to be buying XRP, Ripple. By the way, pay attention to the fact that they have integrated into banks. And so follow where the big money's going. As we're looking at AI, I mean, any of the big AI players are going to be around, right? It's just how do we actually get them integrated, and what are the contracts that they're ultimately getting? And so I think that Microsoft is going to do pretty well in that space because they've got all the desktop items and everything else. Apple's going to continue to perform, especially if they can get a wallet and we can get more integration into the banking system. So I think that you're going to see variations of this move forward here into 2026, into 2027. I think everyone's expecting a slightly different financial system coming. And so the answer to that is it's going to be stable coins, it's going to be cross-border transfers, it's going to be more efficient ways of doing things. And so a lot of these companies are not necessarily money, like Ethereum isn't money, it's the actual functionality of real-world integration and how it makes your life easier.
Right, the chain of point A, point B, I don't know, the communication story.
Absolutely.
So whether some companies survive and some don't, that's not the story for Ethereum. It's getting everything across in that communication. Notable non-mention, you mentioned XRP, you mentioned Ethereum, notable non-mention was Bitcoin.
Well, okay, so here's the deal. I'd love to own Bitcoin, okay? I believe in Bitcoin, but if I'm looking at where the greatest upside is, Bitcoin at 167 versus Ethereum at 135 right now, I'm buying Ethereum, XRP.
Wait,
XRP is at 145.
Bitcoin's at 67,000. Is that what you meant? Okay.
And XRP is at 145.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures and Wallstreet. I really appreciate you tuning in this weekend. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but more importantly, if you can go over and hit that like and subscribe button on the Rumble channel, or we are now on YouTube, as well as Spotify, as well as Apple Podcasts. So all four, we definitely could utilize the followers there. I know this show is syndicated throughout many different networks. And I would really appreciate if you can just head over there and help us out for the algorithms, or share this with a family friend or a friend who you think would benefit from this information today. Also, everything on this podcast is meant for information and education purposes only. I will not be giving investment advice because I don't know your situation. And so please do not buy any stocks or ETFs that I mention on this podcast, because it is not investment advice. And you will lose money if you trigger some stocks that I talk about and don't manage it. So don't do that. You need a licensed professional to help you with the timing of the suitability of your actual funds and the timing of the markets. Right now, the markets are volatile. We are at war. There's BlackRock issues, freezing up accounts. We're going to show about that. There's volatility in the markets due to the war. Oil is skyrocketing. Inflation, is it really cooling down? We don't know. What do we do when we're retired? We are 55, 60 years old and we're trying to retire, but we're afraid. We are really, really afraid of what is going on. These are just some questions and some fear-based panic style retirement that is completely normal. And if you're going through that, I want you to understand that this is normal to be 55, 60 years old, trying to retire, trying to figure out, hey, do I have a plan in place? And this is where I can come in and possibly help. But more importantly, I want to discuss kind of the actual characteristics of red money. Now, for those of you that are new to this channel, you don't understand the color of money, so you can head over to the Red Money Podcast, the Color of Money Podcast. I'll have a link of that podcast here below, and just go ahead and watch it. There's different renditions of it. I have a 13-minute one, an hour-long one, 30-minute one. So yeah, there's different reiterations of it depending on your time. But if you don't have the time, then give us a call. We're more than happy to walk you through it. Our number here is 813-448-3446. And you can book an appointment online at going to CortezWM.com. You can download a free guide at AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com. And we are so more than honored to assist you with your retirement, so that not just affects you medically, politically, academically, but guess what? Spiritually. We want to make sure that we aren't funding this agenda that you don't even agree with. But many clients, when they call, They're in these funds that you don't even know if you're funding the war. You don't even know that if the missiles that were generated off of your funds bombed the school and killed 165 innocent people. We understand that war, women and children are going to die innocently. It's death wrenching, disgusting. I get it. But what's disgusting also is that you could be possibly funding this and not even know it. Doesn't mean you're a bad person, but we are responsible for our money. More importantly, when you own a share of a company, you actually own their mission statement. You own their belief system. You own their results. You are a shareholder. You take responsibility because you own the company. And a lot of times we're just seeking the returns and we're not even biblically aligned with these investments. So we want to make sure that your red money reflects you. Now, we understand that these puppies are on fire right now, good and bad. I've been having the silver here for over 2 years on my desk, and I originally bought it as a prop. I don't know this. I bought this like at $18 a bar, and they're now, I think silver is right about 85 right now. I traded it this morning. We'll look at the charts for more accurate information. You'll see this on Saturday. So whatever price I tell you, it's not going to be the accurate price, the live price. But it's amazing how these things grow. This is a buy and hold strategy. And I just bought this as a prop. This wasn't meant to be valuable like this. Maybe I had a hope that it would be valuable. But it is red money, guys. I am not anti-silver. I am pro-retirement. And if you have silver as your number one retirement planning source, you are destined for failure, my friends. Do not put all your money in silver. It is red money. The word of God says that he who gains his money hastily won't have any money. So the prudent will have consistency. The prudent will have simplicity. The prudent will have peaceful returns, simple returns. The moment we start trying to get the 20, 30% returns and the dollar's crashing and this is what's going to happen because the new world order is taking over. And then I have some Iraqi dinar, and then I have this, and then I have gold, and then I have silver. And guess what? I bought an IRA and a 401k all in my silver and precious metals. You literally have put all your money at risk based on speculation on your emotions. I totally understand why you buy the precious metals. I am pro you. I get it. We understand the depth. We understand the magnitude of the situation, the financial reset and the crisis. And some of you believe in the quantum financial reset. I totally get it. The QFS, I totally get it. But do understand, there are no financial advisors that are licensed, that are independent, talking about a QFS system right now. I wonder why. Do you not think there's just a small percentage of them that are intellectually, emotionally smart to understand the signs and wonders of where this is going? I've already said the track, trace, and control agenda is the real deal. I totally get it. But most people fall victim to the QFS system and they rush into buying gold. Everyone that promotes the QFS system is there to sell you on precious metals because they make a boatload of commissions. So be very careful with the wizards and the snakes because a lot of them do not get paid to give you financial advice, nor are they licensed. And disclosure here, I am a licensed financial advisor. Everything I say on this podcast is meant for education, information purposes only. I'm not giving investment advice. However, with that being said, you have to take all that into consideration, guys. We have to be stoic about our retirement. We have to understand that when we get passionate about what is going on, and I'm with you, I am definitely with you, that doesn't make we make stupid decisions on our money. Because at the end of the day, red money is a bucket of money that has unlimited losses, unlimited gains. You have no control. You don't even know the fees that are associated with it most of the times. So you have to understand that when you have red money, you have precious metals in there, you have your Bitcoin, you have your Solana, you have every single crypto, you have your J-proof, all these things that you possibly believe in does not have a guarantee on those funds. So I want you to understand that when you have red money, you are okay with losing some value of it that you don't have control over. Now, lately, the banks are considered red money almost, because when you put money in the bank, you no longer own that asset. That is not a conspiracy. That is actually fact. You can straight up look up on your CCP based or your woke based internet search engine called Google or Yahoo and go ahead and look it up. You can uncensored AI it, whatever platform you want to use. It is 100% true. You do not own the money in your bank account. Yet alone, we have millions of people walking in United States of America not knowing those words. You do not own the money in your bank account. How does that make you feel knowing that the safest place that we were programmed to say, put the money in the bank? You not have a bank account? How many times have you heard that growing up? The same guys that said, oh yeah, buy silver, buy gold. But you never hear them selling out of it. So when are you supposed to get out of your precious metals and your silver? Because it's not going to give you an income. It is there as a store of value. It is not there to generate income. It's not even principally protected. You're hoping the dollar continues to go down, so this goes up. But guess what? The idiots on Wall Street and Washington control the actual price of the dollar. So they can manipulate the dollar, which therefore manipulate gold and silver. And if they want to blow up another country and get silver to make 40,000 ounces of a missile head, all they got to do is print some more money or not print as much money and jack up the dollar. My opinion, not fact, my opinion. But the fact of the matter is they can manipulate it. And this is why there's such a huge attraction to Bitcoin and crypto, because Bitcoin is amazing. The fact that you can't really manipulate it the way you can with the dollar. Bitcoin has a code. Every 4 years, it divides in half. The halving, the production of Bitcoin goes down every 4 years. It's called a halving. And when you have scarcity in any product, just like a supply and demand, that's why silver has a double-edged sword, because it is a financial tool as well as an industrial metal. So silver is very different, and I'm pro silver, but I want you to understand that there's a risk. There's a risk involved because we have red money. I want you to really, really understand that once you start seeing red money for what it is, you play with it a lot lightlier, if that's a word. As we grow into retirement, we want less and less risk. That is simple. But these puppies are sexy, man. Like, not the silver bars, because you typically get like $10 below spot. I didn't know that. But if you go to cash this, they're not going to give you spot price typically on this. They will give you $9 to $10 under spot, because this is not really a movable asset. I mean, it is, don't get me wrong, but the refineries, they prefer Terry ounce coins. And if you like Terry ounce coins, you can reach out to Cornerstone Asset Metals, one of the best precious metals dealers I know that I like and trust. Their number is 888-747-3309. You can look it up right there. And go ahead and call them if you have anything as far as precious metals. Maybe you have it at Equitrust or Gold Star or whoever, and you bought it through a company that never really followed up with you, and you don't even know how much they charge you. Call them. They will give you literally the best prices they possibly can. Obviously, they're a for-profit business, but they do an amazing job. I trust them. They do my personal buy and selling of precious metals, and they understand. They understand our clients from our podcast. They understand that most financial advisors don't even recommend precious metal dealers because of the risk and because they don't typically like each other. But here at my firm, we have lawyers, we have CPAs, we have precious metals dealers, we have mortgage guys, all a huge referral network that are politically aligned, that agree the way you think. We're all on the same page. And from a biblical standpoint, we want to do business with kingdom builders. We want to do business with people that you like and trust, that align with what your values. You aren't wrong. You aren't crazy. God called you here to be a disruptor, to be the salt and light. He didn't call you to sit on a couch and do nothing. So as I bring that energy and that biblical mindset to the business world, we get a lot of pushback. We get a lot of pushback, man. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. And that's okay. That's okay. Because you never seen a broke giver. You never see anybody come out wrong by promoting the cross. When their aim is the cross, you never see them fail. They may lose their life, they may lose their possessions, but at the end of the day, it's not about the money. It's not even about the possessions. It's about, is your name written in the book of life? And that's all that matters. The money comes and goes, but is your name written in the book of life? That's the most important part. And that's why I love the show, because it's scriptures in Wall Street. You don't really have to, you really, oh man, it is so controversial. Like, you're not supposed to talk about the Bible and money. And, in business school, they taught me, don't mention politics, money, religion at the Thanksgiving table or any business event. And I'm like, why? That's like the good stuff. I want to know their mindset. What's interesting is I actually have a minor. My minor in college was religious studies. Um, and my major was marketing, like business, a business degree, but I have enough academic accreditation to be a licensed minister, um, if that's scary enough. But what I really, really enjoyed was studying world religions. More importantly, like, we studied Judaism, we studied Buddhism, we studied, you know, the witches. What do you call that? Oh man, the Wicca. I forget what the witches call themselves. Um, we just studied basically Islam and all these world religions and Mormonism and just all these cults and religions. I had a huge fascination in that in undergrad. And the whole major thing is, why would people give up their soul for a belief? What drives them? What is it that makes them them? What is their aim? And that really, really drove me, because once you find out their aim, they're willing to put their soul on the line. The Mormons, they would put their soul on the line to believe Joseph Smith. The Seventh day Adventists would put their soul on the line to believe Elaine White. Now, I love my Seventh day Adventist clients, but if God's word's so perfect, why does he need to add to it? Talking to you, Mormons. There is no missing tablets, by the way. God is perfect. His word is perfect. And Jesus is not Satan's brother. And honestly, I can't even wear undergarments in Florida because it's too hot. And realistically, why is the floors in the Mormon temple the same as a Masonic lounge? So as we get deeper and deeper and we see the correlations with the crosses, with the Roman Catholicisms and the Masons. And I don't want to get deep into the woods here, but what I'm getting at is we've been so programmed to think a certain way. The Bible's simple. There are no other gods. There are no other gods but before him. We don't need to add to the Bible, guys. We don't need to add to God's word. We don't need to ad lib anything. As a matter of fact, Jesus just wants us to go home to him. Whatever that means, to drop our sin, humble ourselves, repent from our ways. He will heal our land, but he will also heal you. And this isn't a sermon or anything. This is Scriptures in Wall Street. We're here to talk about retirement. We're here to talk about money, but money doesn't matter if our heart isn't right, guys. And what we're seeing in Iran, it's all biblical prophecy anyway. There is no need to fear for anything. That God, that rod will comfort me. I mean, we are not supposed to be fearful of any of this stuff. I look at the markets every day. I enjoy the red money. I love trading this. I knew the markets were going down. I bought SQQQ. Didn't time it right, but we knew that there was a war happening. We knew that we're fighting other countries' wars. And quite honestly, I'm just getting sick of just not being America first. I don't know if you guys are feeling the same way I am, but when are we going to be America first? The people that are not woken up, they say, oh, well, this is America first. We're getting rid of the people that say death to America. I'm like, Israel says death to America. Those knuckleheads were jumping for joy when our towers went down. We have people in America saying death to America. Hello, Antifa? We have immigrants that are here illegally saying death to America. What are we doing with those knuckleheads? Send them back to where they came from. Many of them are Americans. Put them in an island somewhere. I'm sure we can come up with a few islands. Shoot. We got Alcatraz in Florida now that is building up. Send them over there. All them gators. That'd be pretty cool. Look, I'm not here to cause hate or cause strife. What I'm here is to talk about your safety going into what we're about to see. I'm going to pull up the charts here. But my major concern is our mindset, guys. The reason why I brought up the world religions is because the mindset is so weak sometimes and so like a sponge, not weak, but more like a sponge, where the more information we receive, the more pruning that is getting done to lean into that understanding. We're so exposed to a certain media. We're so exposed to a certain environment. You become that environment, and it actually is detrimental to your faith and to your financial well-being. So once we figure that out, well, we're channeling the garbage in, we are going to get the garbage out. It's the same thing with red money. So the thing that you need to understand about red money is that the more that we listen to red money advisors that believe that the stock market and having Johnson & Johnson fund our retirement, or Chevron, or the energy stocks, or the Magnificent Seven, we understand that there's only a few stocks pumping up the whole stock market. And when that particular stock goes down, the whole market goes down. It's that simple. You don't believe me? All right, let's bust out the charts, my man. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. So check this out, guys. We're going to look at NVIDIA. Again, this is not investment advice. Do not buy NVIDIA, nor am I saying buy NVIDIA stock. I'm just using this for education, information purposes only. Please take caution. This is not investment advice. All right. Want to make sure that you understand this real quick, because this is an observation. When I say the stock market's held up by just a few stocks, we'll go down the list here. I want you to memorize this. You can pause it, do what you need to do. But we got a death cross on NVIDIA today. I'm recording this on Friday night, so you'll see this tomorrow on Saturday. Let's see, March 7th. Currently, right now, the price on NVIDIA at the time of this recording is at 177. We have a death cross happening at this moment. But before that, it started going down on the 25th of February, and it's just been going down and down. Had a little bump ups, but mainly the trend is down. And now we have a purple cross, and boom, just today we got a death cross. So as soon as this goes down, guess what's going to happen to the NASDAQ? And this is like the number one AI-based company. So we're in it for a correction, guys. All right. It's time to start. It's time to start getting right. Now, do you want to look at the QQQs or the actual NASDAQ? So here we go. QQQs, we have a sell-off on the Qs and NASDAQ. All right. Now, let me go to NS1. Sorry. Here's the NASDAQ. And obviously, this is going to be lagging. But look at this death cross here on a 4-hour. That was a daily. So I have a sell signal right here that just formed. So I just looked at the NASDAQ in two different ways. We have a bear market momentum here, but don't get fooled because the pressure is down. Look at this downward spiral here. So as we look, and that's the NASDAQ, we can look at the Russell 2000, which is IWM, small caps. Here we are, another downward spiral. NVIDIA stock. So we had NVIDIA. We also have Amazon. So there's a downturn on Amazon. Another weakness here. We're seeing Amazon. I'm looking at the Magnificent Sevens. Also, we're going to be looking at Microsoft. Another downward spiral. Okay. And I'm going to go back to the NASDAQ so you can see. So you have what? Magnificent Seven. You have Amazon, Tesla. Oh, man. Is it down? Look at this. Down. Tesla's down. Not looking good either. This has a huge momentum going down. We have Tesla. We have Google. Check out Google. Are you guys getting the picture? There's only a handful of stocks that's moving the whole market. S&P 500. We'll go back to the NASDAQ. Look at that. A sell-off. This is just the beginning. This is the absolute beginning. Again, going back to the NASDAQ, guys, here's a sell-off. Are you mean to tell me that all these stocks are correlated to what is going on? So the question begs, how much risk are you really taking? For those of you that say, oh, I'm complaining, Carlos, I'm only making 5%. I'm only making 6%. I haven't grown anything. Guys, the markets literally will move based on certain stocks. Please be careful. You must have experience trading these accounts and knowing, or having a professional money manager knowing all these rules of the game. The volatility is high. Going back to what we see here. Let's see here. Also, let me just show you this. This tells it all right here. Oh boy. Oh boy. I didn't see this earlier today. Guys, the VIX is at close to 30. We are getting to almost COVID-like numbers. The last time the VIX was this high, whew. Oh my Lord. Was back in April of 25. And we had that huge meltdown. You guys remember that in April last year? Also, we had a meltdown. When this goes up, that means the market's going down. We were at 26. No, I'll show you. Let me back this up a little bit. So we're at 29, guys. So we were 2022 around, we're just coming off the peak. Oh my gosh. The peak in 2022 was 32. COVID, just so you know, was higher than 54. It was, the peak was at 71. I remember that. But we're halfway there. We are halfway there, guys. So the volatility is skyrocketing. This thing is going up. So when this volatility index goes up, that means that the markets are going down. So for those of you that have a stock portfolio, you are at complete risk right now. I already showed you 5 or 6 Magnificent 7 stocks that are literally pulling the whole market, and that is correlated with the QQQs, which IWM, with the S&P 500. We have Magnificent 7 stocks completely being correlated and dragging everything down. Volatility index is ultimately really high right now. You couple that with emotions, human emotions. Hopefully you're not 55, 60 years old trying to retire in the next 5 years, because you definitely do not want another 01, 08 event happening while you're trying to retire. This is what I'm very fearful for many people, or not fearful, but concerned about, because we're completely so programmed to think that we're going to be safe because we have these awesome, good name stocks. But they go down too, just like silver. Speaking of you guys that have silver and precious metals, let's just go ahead and talk about that real quick. I hope you guys are enjoying this because I love this stuff. So, yeah, we had this huge run up, and then boom, this thing crashed, like straight crash from, it was as high as 121. Yep. It went all the way to 121 and just slammed all the way down to, man, I believe it was like 68. So here we are again, guys. It's going to pop back up. It'll hit this Bollinger Band, maybe around 94, and come back down. We have resistance at 94 right now and a support level at 72. So you got to be comfortable from 92 to 72 that this could completely go into a range. So an average trade range on this is $7.28. So it's going to move on a day-to-day basis around $7.28 on average. That takes into account with a lot of volatility. Now, this silver is going down because you know what? I have a sneaky suspicion they're probably doing some funny business with the US dollar. Let me check this out. Oh, would you look at that? Did you know the dollar was just boom? How convenient. The dollar is going up, guys. Went from 31 to 31.60, 31.78. This is why silver is going down. They pump up the dollar, silver goes down. But I have gold too, Carlos. Yeah, that's great. Let's look at gold. Gold hasn't been on a drawdown as much, and we're trading at close to 5,200 at 51.7106. Had some sell pressure here, but it is sustaining a little better than silver. So the question is, do you buy gold for safety? Do you buy silver for growth? Maybe you have a mixed bag of both. I personally am a big fan of having more silver than gold, more heavily overweighted on silver if you are doing precious metals. Anyways, I'm not the precious metals expert. You need to call Cornerstone, speak to Terry, my guys over there. They're awesome. But yeah, here are the charts, guys. And just real quick for you guys that like Bitcoin, we got another sell pressure. I honestly think this might even fall off to like in the 30s, like 45. If it hits 45, it's going in the 30s. I'm going to be so happy because I really feel that we're in a cyclical nature of Bitcoin, that this will be a $200,000 coin in the next 2 to 3 years. It eventually has to be because the scarcity, right? The halving. Again, this is not investment advice. I'm just pro Bitcoin. I really feel that it will have a huge upside. In combination of having green money and silver, now you're talking about a covenant process. So most people will sell. They see this and like, oh my goodness, I'm selling. I'm going to go buy XRP because the banks are failing and, they're too stupid enough to have their own technology. Guys, listen to what you just said. If that's you, be very careful. XRP has been on a decline. This is a cyclical matter. It is correlated with Bitcoin. All of crypto is. Think of Bitcoin as a magnificent seven to the stock market. If Bitcoin's down, Solana's down, Avalanche is down, XRP's down. All crypto across the boards are all correlated. So we're probably looking at XRP if it goes back to a reverse touch and go. Yeah, we're looking at a $28 billion market cap. Right now it's at $83 billion market cap. Let me see if I can find it on XRP USD. So right now it's at $1.36. We could see this. I mean, in all sincerity, we can see this possibly at 52 cents. Definitely at around 60. Like it could touch here. It could touch right at this area here. But we could see XRP hit. Man, if we get a sell pressure here, a sell bar, bro, that would be devastating for XRP holders, but also a gift for many others. Not investment advice, but obviously I would sell out of here, wait for it hits a new bottom. I think it could go past this Bollinger Band at 115. If it goes near that 115 mark at 136 right now, if it goes below 115, there's going to be so much momentum that a psychedelic number would be breached, and then there's no bottom on it. And honestly, the next bottom would be, the next support level would be around 54 cents. And that's when I would buy this sucker. But if you're in heavily XRP, be sure to dollar cost average, sell when it's going down, or take some profit. Hopefully you had it for a long time and you took some profit up here and you sold some here, or maybe bought some here and then you bought some here. But do not ride this all the way down to the bottom, which could be at 55. Now, there's a lot of YouTubers that are pro XRP, and they get very emotional about this particular digital asset. And I like the asset, but the major thing is the utility, which they argue is the strength. Look, XRP, I'll tell you, man, really cool project, because how David and Goliath, they fought Goliath and they won in the SEC courtroom, the SEC trials, like that. My hat's to them. So there is quality there, and it shows in the market cap. Like, the market cap is no joke. But the thing with the banks, and me being in the financial industry, I know this very well, that the banks are just going to create their own technology. They're going to copy whatever technology, created their own. They're going to use that. I don't really believe that they're going to patent this. I mean, they already have it, but I don't really think that banks are going to implement this when they can just create it their own. As digital track, trace, and control grows, we hope that this project takes off. The technology is amazing. I get it. It's fast. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. But I really believe the banks are going to create their own technology. I personally own, full disclosure, I personally own XRP, but it is not my retirement plan. It is kind of like my Bitcoin or my silver, whatever it is in the next 10 years, great. I will buy it when it hits new lows because I believe in the project. I'm hopeful for the project, but it's not my retirement vehicle, guys. And this is red money. The most beautiful thing about green money is that we can literally make, in most states, 50% of the S&P 500 with no fees. So what we need to understand, guys, when we have green money, what I love about the S&P 500 is that we have accounts, green money accounts that go up when the market goes up. When the market goes down, we stay level. If you're willing to give up some of the upside, they will protect you on the downside. Market goes up, we go up. Market goes down, we stay level. So we never lose our principal. We never pay any fees. So last year, for instance, the S&P 500 did over 16%. We would have made a good portion of that 16%, not all of it. But if we had a cap at, or we had a participation rate of 50%, and the S&P 500 did 16, we walked away with 8%. Those gains were locked in. So imagine you had 8% gains locked in, market fell off, your buddies, your next door made, 14%, they were happy and they told you about it, and then boom, they lost half of it. Come April of 2025, you stayed level, and they laughed at you. Oh, you only made 8%, ha, ha, ha. Who's laughing now, kiddo? You just lost all your gains from last year. You stayed locked in, market goes up. They still made more money than you investing in red money. You made half of the S&P 500, 2025, and then your annual anniversary comes in, you're locked in. They're sitting stagnant. You see the market currently right now is stagnant, and now we're on a sell-off. you're still locked in because your money's not invested in the stock market. That's the power of having green money. As long as you're okay with giving up some of the upside in exchange to protecting your principal, then these accounts are designed for you. They're not meant for everybody. And you got to be able to handle the Sunday barbecues when people talk about Nvidia stock and Amazon and blah, 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 and how the market's this, and you got to get these returns. But what if I told you if you're 40 years old, you had 100 grand now, you possibly would have $4 million in green money by the time you are 60 years old? Maybe you're 45 and you had 200,000. By the time you were 65, you would have well over $6.5 million. Maybe you're 50 and you wanted to trigger income at 65. You possibly could have on your $300,000 account $1.8 million. You just got to call us so we can run the projections. Of course, past performance is not indicative of future results. But these are the powerful tools that we have access to. All you got to do is just give us a call and see if this works out for you. Or you can just visit greenmoneysolutions.com and look at all the different options. We got a new option on option 1 for those of you that want a 5-year with a lower rate of return. I'm talking 4 to 8%. They will give you a 9% bonus right up front. Option 3 is my favorite. Option 3 is going to be for the person that just wants full growth, no fees, no risk, no bonus. You go in there and you're going to make a good 70% of the S&P 500 or 100% of a particular index called a rotator index, where they go from the S&P, NASDAQ, treasuries, and commodities. And option 4 is a bonus product where the growth is not as much, but you get a 29% bonus depending on your state. That is a 14-year product. You only have access to 10% a year, and you will pay a fee. So if there's no gains on that year, you will pay a 0.95 fee. The growth is based on the particular index. You're not investing your money in the stock market. You only make the upsides. The way they're able to do that simply is because an insurance carrier has a general account, and they put pretty much all their assets in this general account other than 3 to 4 or 5% where they buy derivatives. So if those option calls do very well, they risk a portion of that. The other portion, they make interest off the yields, like the treasuries, the bond market. They stay profitable with that. But if that small bucket of money does very well, all the investors, all the premium holders will receive all the credits of it. If it goes a hand in a handbasket, they really risk the portfolio. Neither did you, and they assume the risk and not you. So it's an awesome setup for someone that wants equity-like returns without the risk, and deploy that risk to the insurance carrier. You don't deserve to lose money in this market anymore dealing with red money advisors. You see, the red money advisors, just like the kid that knew religion because he was taught that, just like the doctor that went to medical school, he didn't know any better, and he has to push Pfizer pills or the jab or the inoculation that they gave us during, or try to give us in 2020. The same thing on red money. There is a financial inoculation. There is bad products out there. There are many things that I could talk about for hours on end that are not beneficial for you. If you broke it down, the fees and the risks that you're taking are not suitable for someone that's retired, trying to retire, let alone your 401k and the destruction of your 401k because you don't even own your 401k. Go ahead and call them and see if you can get withdrawals taken out today. And you can't if you are currently employed with them. So if that's you, give us a call. We may have a strategy to unlock your 401k. Very complicated process for many people, not for us. But give us a call, 813-448-3446. More importantly, go to CortezWM.com, scan the QR code, get on our calendar. Let's just have a conversation of how we can work together. I may be a good fit. I may not be a good fit. As you understand, if you've watched me for a while, I'm not here to do business with the whole entire world. I will refer you to someone else if it's not a good fit. Spiritually, politically, hey, it's all good. We're very upfront, direct. There's no hidden fees with us. We don't do that garbage. All of our fees are in our documents. You sign with us. We do charge an onboarding fee. Should you try to move forward with us, you have to engage us. We're not salesmen, we're consultants. So we're very direct. It is affordable, and we work with everybody. I don't want you to feel that you need a gazillion dollars to work with us. Um, I am hiring more advisors to work with people. I mean, generally, I make 1% a year. That's what generally we make on the advisory side, and on the green money side, we make our fees and our commissions from the insurance company you decide to purchase, not out of your pocket, but out of theirs. They pay us should you move forward. Um, so what I'm getting at is I want to work with everyone. I will not be able to talk to everyone because there's thousands of you guys calling per year, and we are slammed. But I will have service for everybody at different levels, and that is my promise. Like, my father's a blue collar worker. I had to turn a wrench growing up. I had to cut grass growing up. I had to pawn a lot of my valuables in college just to make ends meet. I had to take payday loans. Unfortunately, growing my business the first 5 years, I was a poor financial advisor. I know the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to be an entrepreneur. I know the hard work it takes that your parents instilled in you of a blue collar family. I know what it is to fight. My father was in the military, earned his stripes. And we want to be a steward for you. I understand that it's overwhelming the financial world, but God has called us to be a steward of our assets. And if you don't know how to do that, there's no judgment there. There's no retirement planning school. Please use the knowledge that God has blessed me with to be a consultant for you. I want to use my experience and knowledge to help you build your retirement. I truly am passionate about that. And I really, really mean that. Even a guy like me that made a mistake back in 2020, you can look it up. I got sued with a BCom deal, thought it was a great Bitcoin investment. It went bad. They FTX'd me. The money manager stole all the Bitcoin, over $3-4 million. And I personally settled with our clients. But I get looked at as a terrible person that made a mistake. Many of you have called and said, I'm not going to do business with you because of your record. And honestly, that's why I do get a lot of business, because of my record, because I actually owned it. And as a captain of my own ship, I took money out of my pocket to make sure our clients are safe. Many of my colleagues told me to file bankruptcy and not worry about the clients, start a new firm. That's not me, man. That's not me. So if you want to judge me for a record, a ding on my license, the same event 24 times that I owned, then I don't want to do business with you either. Because the Bible says what is meant for evil, he would turn for good. And that was an evil time in my life, and it actually created an amazing, amazing opportunity for growth. And I'm proud of it. I'm actually proud of it. So, anyways, give us a call, 813-448-3446. I would love to speak with you and let me help you with your retirement so that you can enjoy a 2 Timothy 1:7 lifestyle. For I've not given you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind. Go be God. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to get your peptides at getmeleanusa.com. Awesome stuff. They got great juices, peptides in a juice, lean, fit, get it all. You can cancel anytime. It's a subscription based, made here in America. Getmeleanusa.com. Also, get your water newsletter on how to live a healthier life at americafirstwater.com. americafirstwater.com. If you feel like the government is trying to kill you by the cooling of the fluorination, you understand how deadly that is. Go to americafirstwater.com. Get on the newsletter. It's free. You don't have to worry about anybody blowing you up and trying to sell you on something. It's just education. And if you like it, you can respond, hey, I want to get one. Tim or myself will reach out and help you. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. God bless, and we'll talk soon. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify.